You guys have been married for 39 years. 39 years. That's a championship award. What's the secret?
Before I give it a thing, I think if there is one accomplishment or biggest milestone in life is our 39 years loving and sharing experiences. Respect, very important. You have to respect, you have to love your partner. More importantly, understanding. Now, we are human beings. To err is human, but to forgive is divine. We make mistakes. We are normal people. We're human beings. We make mistakes every single day. But those things are part of life. And more importantly, what keeps us together and our spiritual fortitude, very important. I talk about mental fortitude all the time, but mental fortitude dictates the physical and the spiritual fortitude of a person. And in marriage, spiritual fortitude, which gives faith and hope, is so important. And last but not least, communication, right? Most people fail on communication. That's why you see people separating, because they can't communicate. They feel, but they can't send that to the other party. I think it's important to understand, if you want to last long in this marriage, it's a balance, it's a give and take, and you are willing to sacrifice for somebody else.
Wow. Thank you, Pidoy. 39 years of marriage, and I guess it all boils down to real love. As I always say, how can you explain that? It's real love. It's awakening every single day, that it's always a new beginning. So we always say, this is a new day. We still have a lot of things to experience. Pidoy said it to me, faith, hope, belief is very important. We always say that the reason why we are here together with our growing family is because of our belief in the Lord. Without that, I don't think that we will go this far. And hope. There's always hope every single day, and love is the most important thing.
In a relationship, you don't get on 24/7. But like you said, the key there is compromise and selfless love. I love that. That is really great. There's so many areas of success. And one of the areas that I think we should search success in is in relationships. What are the one or two tips you would give to the audience about success in your relationship? What would those be?
It's always find your happiness. If you're not happy, don't do it. But I always say that do not do it only because of yourself. Especially if you have a growing family, always make sure that you do things for myself. As a mom, as a wife, I will always do things, most especially for the love of my husband, for the love of my children, and now for the love of my growing family.
I think if you want your relationship to grow, there's what you compromise. Not all the time you get what you want. All the time, so there's always compromise. And I think if there is a compromise, you should be happy with that. Meaning it's already a victory between the two. I think when love, understanding, communication, and faith governs your relationship, nothing would go wrong. I can't relate marriage, meaning marriage can also break your business. That's why it's important to understand that you start, in me and Ting, we always say, our marriage first, spiritual, our children, before we go to business. If we cannot fix this, then we cannot fix our business too. It will be difficult for us because as example, as leaders, people will scrutinize our life and they will look at you. And that's very important. That is important to me because that allows me every time in the morning to say, am I doing the right things for me and my family and the business? Because that keeps me moving every single day.
How do you deal in a relationship where maybe one partner is doing all the compromising and the other one isn't?
Well, I always say that you have to identify productive habits and stay away from unproductive habits. You also identify the strengths and weaknesses of your partner. Like for me and Ting, very important. The moment we join, even in the Philippines, my strength is the front end, her strength is the back end. When you talk about front end, what does that mean? So I'm in charge of sales, marketing, and people development. She's in charge of administration, accounting, and finance. And the key to this is not just identifying roles. The key is empowering every partner to make that decision and allowing partner to make that decision even if they make a mistake by not blaming each other. When your partner is taking care the areas that you are not looking at, then you become so lethal and stronger.
It's more challenging for a couple to be together in the business, working together, as well as being married, because you have to make sure that you ensure that you take on your roles properly. So if you have that accountability and that responsibility, just make sure you take that seriously. And just like Pidoy said, when we started our business, our roles were very defined. And we made sure that we stay true to our roles and we do it excellently because we cannot do it the other way.
Because working together, like say, there's a lot of couples that just doesn't work. But I think that's because we haven't defined clearly the roles and the boundaries and relationship. And I like what you said, you put your relationship first and then the business second. Because if that isn't right, then it's obviously going to affect the business. Some fantastic tips there.